Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras. We're going live. Hit me. This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Culture Daily right here on 3 Music TV. And as usual, when you see me take the seat at this time of the show, best believe that it's an opportunity for me to get one-on-one with your favorite guest. And today, I'm honored and humbled and privileged to have the brother Joeboy in the studio with me. Welcome, brother.
How you doing?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
The last time I saw you, I was at the other side. I was at City. You had an interview with I think AJ Sapon, and then I had opportunity to. I think that was when you had dropped alcohol.
Yeah, okay, that was 21.
2021, yeah, that was a long time.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So full cycle moment for me.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming and welcome.
Appreciate you.
I'm sure you've been around. You enjoyed your time in Ghana. I mean, Ghana is like
always.
It's Ghana your first or second home.
I say second.
But you're actually Ghanaian. People actually think you're Ghanaian, you know?
Yeah. So a certain number of people actually think I'm Ghanaian, but I can survive in Ghana easily. Because I understand the feeling. Yeah. I know how to eat the food. I know where I need to go, and I have a lot of friends here too.
Did you live in Ghana as someone who had relocated, or you were just doing business in Ghana?
Okay, so one thing that I usually do is if I'm not too busy and I just need to relax, I'll just come to Ghana. Sometimes I just don't announce it. I won't post my location or anything. I'll just be low key. So there's somewhere I stay when I'm in Ghana. Let me not say. I don't want to say the location, so they're not going to look for me. but yeah. I'm always. I think Ghana is the country I've visited the most, based on frequency.
Based on frequency. Yeah. And what would you say has been that cultural impact? Because in as much as we have our bands as Nigeria, Ghana, and we seem to have some.
No, we love each other. It's just bands.
Yeah. What would you say has been like? First of all, let me talk about the culture shock.
Yeah.
Beyond the food, what have been some of the culture shocks that you personally have experienced that you've not recovered from?
Okay. So I said the first thing was that the first time I landed Ghana, everything was just seemed so calm. Because
Lagos seems so calm. I like that.
Yeah, it seems so calm because Lagos is always on
the heat.
Some heavy, everybody always moving fast. Yeah. On the road there's horns, people are fighting, ping. Yeah. It's like pandemonium sometimes. but I landed Ghana, everything was just
smooth.
Everything was just smooth. We are very, very calm and just easy going. Yeah.
Did it at any point in time affect your creativity in a way? Because when you're coming from a place that is too hot and you enter a place that is relatively cold,
I would say Ghana is not cold. that's not what I meant. I just meant in comparison.
The energy. I'm talking about the energy. Would you say that the differences in that may have slowed down?
No, at all.
Your flow or anything?
At all, because me naturally I'm a very, very calm person. So anywhere that there's peace and quiet, I'm just more attracted to places like that. And I'd say it's fun fact, sip alcohol in Ghana. I wrote the song in Ghana, I recorded the song in Ghana. Focus, Show Me, Nobody. Yeah, those songs I recorded them in Ghana. So it's also a really, really great place for me to come and create. Sometimes I have recording camps. I did a recording camp here. That was when was that? January this year. At Ibury. So I just visit here lots when I can. To create, to chill, to relax, and to just connect. Yeah.
Talking about recording camps, when it comes to writing music, last 2 weeks or last week we spoke to Calvin Boy, and I was interested to find out if he would ever do music outside the genre we know him to be or we know him for. In terms of content and lyrical mastery and all the things that have to do with afrobeats. Because Duncan Mighty was here, and he said he's never ever going to dumb down on his content. But with the advent of afrobeats, people are just interested in the dance challenge. They're interested in the upbeats. They're interested in winding their waist. People argue that people don't have time, or listeners don't have time to pay attention to the content of the record. Does that affect you?
I disagree with that, because if we are judging by that notion, like songs like Omale's Bad Influence.
I mean, they say Omale has the look for it. He has the persona for it. I mean, people even call his kind of music Afro grief and Afro depression. So they say he has a personality with the songs he chants up. But for someone like you who likes to write and go deep into your lyrics, does it sometimes bother you that people are not really interested in the depth of the lyric?
No, it doesn't. To be honest, I'd say like music is really, really dynamic, and there's always a way that you can find the balance. It's just about just finding that right balance. It might be through the beats, it might be through the melody you use, it might be through when you drop the song and the way you market the song. So those are also like very, very important factors that should not be overlooked. Like I've come to realize that having a good song is not enough. It's not enough, because like the market is always like changing and volatile, so you always have to think of different ways to make sure people see and notice your music.
Talking about marketing the music, in 2021 when you dropped SIP, I remember you had the interview talking about the fact that people should go out there, go stream and stuff like that, but then you also mentioned there was a dance challenge. Then the dance challenge took a different route.
It wasn't. It wasn't
even a dance challenge. It was just a random.
I did not even start any challenge. I did not start any challenge. The only thing I did was hold an empty bottle. Empty bottle. I posted a video on my Instagram. I pretended like I was drinking, bottle, and I just did one little dance. And next thing I saw somebody on TikTok pouring stuff on their body.
You actually came out to say, yo, I need to slow down.
Because TikTok actually reached out to the team at that point and said, oh, if you don't like try and calm this down, you might need to flag the song.
Oh, wait a minute. TikTok reached out to the team.
And they did.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they flagged
was that serious?
But I didn't want to say, oh, they are going to flag the song.
So you have to find a way so that they still keep the music.
After I even told everybody, oh yeah, let's calm down with these like challenges, because it started becoming like a trending thing. Because so people were just thinking about the craziest stuff they could do to get that viral moment with the song. But it was kind of affecting the back end on TikTok, because TikTok is a very, very they have a lot of guidelines and everything, and they're like, oh, you might need to flag the song.
They threatened to flag the song.
If they don't, and they did. They did. They had to at some point, because even after, I think it was after I said everybody should just relax. That's when everyone started. So nobody will tell us what you do. You understand?
So, the song they enter.
Yeah, but it's beautiful how people can just like use your music to express themselves in different ways. Like I think that's one of the powers of music.
Looking at what it was like in 2017 when some of us got to know about you and your rise to the top and everything, and looking at how platforms like TikTok and content creators interpret the song. As a writer or as an artist, when you write the song, the original song, you know what you're writing about. But what is it like when you see people misinterpreting the lyrics of the song?
So what I can say is I can make my music from my own perspective, but people always listen to it from their own like view or from their own understanding, the way they connect to it. And the thing about music is once you put it out there, you can't be dictated.
You can't control,
don't do this in my song, don't do that in my song. Because them doing whatever with your song is their own way of connecting.
Right.
That means there's a connection, there's something that they feel like when they listen to your music. It might not necessarily mean what you intended, but it's just the way it is sometimes. That's how dynamic music is, like I said. So for artists, I'd say once you put out music, you really can't dictate or tell people how to respond to it.
Right.
You can only hope that they respond to it in the way that you want.
You want it, right.
And sometimes it's way beyond the way you expect, in a good way. And sometimes it might not be, but it doesn't take anything away from you as an artist.
Yeah. Is there a song or are there songs like that where you thought these songs could just do the magic and they didn't get the response you're looking for?
And there are also songs that I was not confident in at all.
Do you mind sharing?
So a song like Beginning, I remember I was in London.
Beginning?
Yes. I was in London before Beginning dropped.
My producer cannot even believe it.
I'm telling you, I was in London before Beginning dropped, and I was having cold feet. That was like 2-3 days before release dates, and I went to have dinner with Easy then. And I was saying that I don't want to drop this song again. Let's try something else. So like, don't worry, just like Baby is still like, because that time Baby was still was still very, very viral. So like, just even if it doesn't work right, you can still drop another one, but just try.
Just push it.
Just push this one. And Beginning ended up being one of my, after SIP, I'd say Beginning was my second fastest hit song. Like it blew up in like a week. So it made me understand that what you necessarily feel might not be what the people want, or might not be what people want to feel at that particular point in time. So you can never really tell, because I don't know the minds of people. You can only like test, and whatnot. So what I try to do is that when I put out the song, I make sure I push it to the best of my ability.
Right.
I make sure I do my best to make sure that it's out there.
Right.
And then whatever happens.
So at that point in time, I don't know if you're going to answer this as an artist or as a businessman.
Yeah.
Do you sit down with the team to run like some autopsy to find out why this song did what it did and try to implement it in the next song?
Yeah. So
or you just focus on being an artist?
No. So I just focus on consistently creating and putting out music. Like, you can't be too, because that's one of the things that causes like makes the sound very, very one way. Because once you have a hit song that's really big and you are trying to replicate it, people can kind of tell. So it's best to just create music that comes naturally, because most of the hit songs that I make is music that I just make. Like when I'm recording or creating music, I'm not saying, I want this song to be a hit. Like I just create it without any pressure, because it's like spiritual. You can't really tell. What you have to do is just be available to make sure that you are putting out music consistently and promoting to the best of your ability. People will love the one. But I say the major factor is not even really about hit songs per se. It's about consistently putting out great music. At some point, it's just going to compound into something really, really big. Yeah.
Talking about, sounding one way.
Yeah.
Some would also argue that one way could also be a hack to stay relevant. So case in point.
I'll say like, no matter what you do, people always have something negative to say. If you do the same thing.
But it's sounding one way bad. I don't think it's bad. It's sounding one way bad.
If you come to Twitter, they'll say it's bad.
I don't know if you see some of the comments around Ashake's music. When he started, his journey and he got introduced. The conversation around Ashake was he sounded one way and his production was one way, but it was working. It got
but you know what I'll say? I feel like for every artist, every creative out there, they should do what they feel is best. What they feel is best for their music or their vision or their plan. Yeah, because no matter what you do, somebody else will always have something else to say. You do the same kind of music and it's popping up. They'll say, this person is only doing that thing. Then the day you do that thing, they'll be like, give us the one that we know. Why? Like there's always that alternating, and I think it just comes with being. I think those are one of the things that comes with being a big artist. There's always that polarity. Some people love it. A lot of people love it. Some people will not like it, or some people like it, and a lot of people will not like it. It's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, it's just about staying true to yourself and doing what works for you best and staying consistent. Consistency is the key. Is the major factor. So even if you try something, it doesn't go the way you want it to. You try again instead of just like, oh my God, this is over. You understand? Like just keep moving. Like the sun shines every day, so show up every day.
The fans do play a vital part to the progress of the career or the progress of the music.
Yeah.
And so, at what point do we say, okay, let's start considering the thoughts and the POVs of the fans?
Yeah, you have to like I said, it's really about balance, about knowing your audience. Like for me now, I know that whenever I make a love song, it's going to it's most like that one is definitely going to work, because people have already registered me as a lover boy. So whatever I say or whatever music I make about love, they will believe it, they will connect it to me, because they know that this guy is a lover boy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you really don't want to box yourself and make people feel like that's the only thing you can ever do. So you can try out new sounds. It might seem like you might be doing something wrong, or it might be a wrong move, but it's just a way to show people that, apart from this sound that you people know me for, I can also do this. So it's also about striking that balance. So that one day when they're having their conversations, they will not say, this person is only one way. So they can say, this person has range.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So you have the one that they know you for, and they know that, this person, even if he jumps on something like this, he can still kill it.
So
it's also about just making sure you're not boxed. Except as an artist, you don't mind. To be boxed.
Yeah.
But I feel like almost every artist that wants to be really, really great at what they do will not want to be in one box. They want to try different things. Yeah. What's
the most challenging genre you found yourself doing, whether as a feature or as
the most challenging genre?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's challenging, because the fact that I can do it is already
I mean,
it's already accomplished. If I say it's challenging, that means I've not touched it yet.
At all, yeah.
Yeah, but if I've touched it, then it's not challenging.
Okay, so what haven't you touched yet?
I've not really touched drill though. But I feel like I can definitely do something on it. It's just about finding that balance.
Right.
It's about the balance and making sure that you interpret the music in your own way and not try to sound like somebody else.
Yeah. So if you say you touch a genre, what do you consider? Even trying to make the sound your own. Yeah. Do you consider the writing? Do you consider the melody?
So the melody, the chords.
The chords.
So there always has to be, like, even when you're trying something new, I feel like there always has to be some form of something that they can point out to know that, okay, this is this person. There always has to be that factor.
Right.
Like, for example, now, if you hear me on an emotional chord, like, because like my music is usually very, very emotional but like positive emotions, you understand? So once people hear those kind of chords, they know that, this is Joeboy's kind of thing, you understand? So imagine putting that factor on a drill song. You understand? You understand? So people will connect more because they know that, okay, it's still left, instead of just like totally leaving the sound that they know you for. You can also always like bring in those elements that people already like. Yeah, it's just about being dynamic with it.
But in your case, have you heard things like you and Fireboy have some similarity?
Yeah, so I'd say it's because we came out at the same time.
Okay.
Then there's Boy. There's Boy in our names, and we both have dreads, and I said that's it, to be honest. I think it's because we really came out at the same time. And the ends of an Fireboy,
Joeboy. Are you ever going to see like a Boys to Men EP or something?
Definitely.
With the two of you, just the two of you.
At some point, we're cool. We're actually very cool. You know, the funny thing, like even before we blew up, I met Fireboy. We were at some academy together.
Academy?
At the music academy. Like that was the first time I met him, and that was around 2017.
The same year you got introduced into the Empawa incubator?
Yeah. No, that was the same year I met Easy. I got introduced to the Empawa incubator around like towards the end of 2018.
So you and Fireboy in 2017 were at the music academy in Nigeria?
Yeah, we met at the music academy actually.
Okay, so
we're in contact.
Let's stay on the music academy because I think it's something that people don't talk about a lot. So this music academy is like a school, like a uni, or it's like something you go to?
I don't know. It was like a branded, so I don't know if I said the name.
So
it was like Red Bull Music Academy.
Red Bull Music Academy.
Yeah, so I applied for it too, and it was like a group of artists teaching us how to like promote and market and record music that would be relatable, and that's where I met Fireboy. And since then we're just always talking, and we used to relate and whatnot. And next thing, he gets signed by YBNL, and I get into partnership with Mr. Easy. And Jealous blew up. And same year Baby blew up, and the fact that Joeboy, Fireboy, we both had dreads then, though our dreads are longer. But that time it was short and everything. So I think that's why people always or people might say, oh, these guys have similar kinds of songs. And we used to make, and most of the songs that we put out then were love songs that everybody loved.
Was it a decision to just stick to love songs as a niche, or you tried various niches and you're like
okay, so
let's just do
so for me I was just making music that felt natural to me at that point in time.
Okay.
Like I said before, I wasn't making music to I want to do the next trendy thing or whatnot. And
stay true to yourself.
I was just staying true to myself. And I think that's the one thing that every artist that is trying to break into the industry should know, that it's not about like trying what is trending, or because I'm a piano the thing now you want to. It's going to be very, very hard to be noticed because almost everybody doing a piano right mainstream. So you as a new artist, like what are you bringing in that's different? So I'd say we staying true to ourselves at that point in time just helped us break into the market, because people were like, I've not heard it from this angle before, like in recent times. Yeah, that worked.
What is the most difficult thing about staying true to yourself as an artist, even when you blow up? In the midst of all this popular music and whatnot, what is more difficult, the temptation to do what is in vogue, or the patience to wait for your time to come?
I'd say the patience to wait for your time to come, and the temptation to also do it. I'd say it goes both ways, especially when you're signed to a label.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because there'll be pressure from them to that.
Into release music.
It's where you say, oh, I want to do what I want to do. Let me do what I want to do. Then you do what you want to do, and it doesn't work immediately. They're like, try. try something trendy, try something else. So there's always that pressure. It's a totally different conversation if you're running your own thing. So you know that okay, even if you lose or you win, you're the one that's going to carry the weight of it all. So I understand that that pressure can be there from labels, but I also feel like for labels they should like just try and encourage the artists to make music that stands out, because that's one of the easiest and fastest way to break into the industry. Because once people hear something like, I've not heard this before, you tend to lock the audience in that way. Because every new artist that came up, or every new artist that blew up, they came in with something different.
That's right.
There was always one unique factor there. So it's always about that unique factor, and the best way to stay unique is to be yourself.
That's right.
Because there's nobody like you.
Do you think Empawa gave you that?
Yes.
They allowed you to.
Yes, like it was never a situation. Yeah, it was never a situation of sing this or sing that. Like they didn't used to like give me like what to sing about or tell me sing this particular direction. So, because me, they didn't even tell me to go and record. Like, but me, I always used to record. So what I used to do, like, okay, I could record a lot of songs, because I used to record with Oxygen Mix every week then. So I record a lot of songs, then I'll send it to them, and they'll decide that okay, and they'll ask me, which one are you more confident in? I'll tell them, and they can advise and say, you think you should do this one first, because the best song is not always the right song.
Right. The best song is not always
the right song. Yeah, you might think, this song, I put in so much effort and everything, so this song must be the one. And there are some songs that you do in 5 minutes.
And boom.
You understand? So it's just about like finding that right factor and knowing. But you think that like at the end of the day, it's still the audience that will decide. You can do all your formulas and do all your patterns and do all your predictions. But it still boils down to the audience.
Right.
You might think that the audience is really going to love this right now, and they don't. And you might be I'm not too sure. And you say, let me just try. And next thing,
you boom.
It catches fire. You understand? So it still boils down to the audience. And I said like the biggest hack to that, the way to hack that kind of situation is to just keep consistently putting music out. Like being an artist, I say it's not even always about putting out music, about engaging your audience.
Right.
About content, like telling them, like doing different things just to keep them engaged and keep them locked in. So that way, even if the mainstream audience doesn't really like, or they're not really connecting, your fans can still make sure that the song is doing something there.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I didn't see it from that angle, but I think having to expand even better makes me understand where you even stand as an artist. Having to, because most artists find themselves in partnerships or labels and they feel like they're being stifled. I spoke to an artist here not too long ago, and he was like, he's open to have a label, but if the label is going to tell him what to do, then he's not open for it. So I don't know how that works for both parties, because the label wants to make money.
I understand. So like I said, like I always say, like the keyword is always balance.
Balance.
It's always balance, and just having an understanding relationship with whoever you are signed with. And I feel like labels too should always like be not too scared of playing the long game.
Right.
Because everybody's always looking for quick results most of the time, and I understand you're trying to make money. But
right. I mean, I also, when I was doing my research, I noticed that you seem to have had a stainless career so far, or almost stainless career so far. First one being, the Contour, controversy with Asha and all the legal implications that came with it. Tempo, people, all these things happening at the same time. I think you even called Asha's bluff. I mean, after she gave you 24 hours, what has happened after? I don't think anybody knows.
Nothing has happened after.
You have not been served yet.
No.
You haven't been to court.
Nothing happened, because like one thing I like, I'm a very, very calculated person. Like before I make a decision or before I make a statement, I'm 100% sure about the implications. Because I asked my lawyer, like, does this hold any ground? Like, nah, because before then I've never met Asha. I've never met Asha. I've never been in the same room. Never been in her studio. So there's no way anybody will come and tell me that I took your sound or what. Tempo sent me the instrumental. I paid for the instrumental. There was a speech sheet.
That's right.
There was a speech sheet. It's not like I went to go and take the beat from Tempo and I did not clear it. Like one thing I always do, like I ask anybody, like once I'm
clear your stuff.
I clear my stuff 100%.
So after the song has blown and they are any money, I don't play any. You know, I'm featuring something. Somebody will feature you and they don't, like, you have to start chasing them for speech sheets. Like, I don't do all that. Like that those kind of things are usually sorted like a month before, even a month before the song before the record.
So I know that I pay my due diligence, and Contour was that one song that one of those songs that I really put a lot of effort into, from the video, to the production, to the delivery and everything. And it was just like, I felt offended, and I was just sad that, I would get a mail to remove a song that I worked so hard for in 24 hours, and I should send a written apology. Like, what exactly would I be apologizing for? Like, do you understand? Like, I'm on my own, like, I mind my business.
Yeah, mind your business.
I just feel like sometimes once people think that you're just quiet and on your own, they think that you can be bullied and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stand for that. Like, one thing I'm not going to do is, like, I will not come and disturb anybody or try and mess with anybody.
That's right.
And even if for some reason I do, unintentionally, and you tell me, I'll find a way to fix the situation and apologize, you understand? But I can't be minding my business and somebody will just, like, send me a mail to remove a song.
Especially when you've done all due diligence.
Yeah, so personally, I was very, very offended. I don't hate anybody, I don't wish anybody bad, but at that point, I'm over it. Right. But at that point, I was very, very offended, like, because I don't do all these things. Like, it's not my way of handling business, and it was just.
Did you think it was an opportunity to counter sue? Maybe sue for defamation?
No, that's the thing. Like, is for me, it's never that serious. Like, but what I always do is, like, what I always say is, like, I wish everybody well, but if you are trying to bully me, that's where there will be a problem. You understand? Because people just, like, tend to think that, this guy is quiet, easygoing, so it can be messed with, because, like, all that could have been sorted with a phone call or a DM.
Yeah.
Some people felt the best way to reach out to me was to send me a mail to remove a song that I worked so hard for. And that was very, very offensive. So
just like that conversation is dead. It's not happening again. Okay. Yeah. And then secondly, we all believed, or we all thought, the Empawa exit was a very quiet one, amicable one. Then all of a sudden, stories started popping up that Mr. Easy and his wife followed you, and people were connecting your tweets to the fact that, I have a tweet here that says, I'm just here to make good music and sign talented artists, and miss me with all that drama. This was in February 21, 2024. And then the one that actually went viral was 99 Advices, Only One Helper. I actually thought it was the next project or something. I was like, if that's the next project, that's for the streets, that's dope.
So like, basically now, you know, I said, like, I'm just here to make music and sign
miss the drama and all that,
because, like, once artists, like, leave labels, there's always, like, people are always trying to cook up something and say, it has to be like, this person having an issue with this person, or there's fight and whatnot. Like, there's no drama, there's no fight. There was no breach of contract. Like, I did not try and leave the deal before it expired.
Right.
I was in Empawa for, like, about 5 years plus. Like, about 5 years plus. Like, I
paid your dues.
I paid my dues. I did my deliverables. I'm not owing money. Like, my money is my money is not in red. You understand? Like, everything, like, financially, everything. It was like, I'd say empower themselves to say I'm, like, definitely the best artist that they worked with so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Mr. ECC on record that you were an amazing.
You not hear that Joeboy collected money from somebody, did not show up, or we have to tell Joeboy to enter the studio to go and record. Like, I was always ready. I was always on time. Even, like, the team, like, we all had, like, personal relationships and whatnot. So it's just funny because people on the internet they're always excited by controversy.
You want to connect the dots.
You understand? And the reason for the other tweets, 99 Advice, was only one helper, was that people always be trying to tell you what to do, because people that have no understanding of what is really going on, they always be like, you understand? So, and when it gets down to it, at the end of the day, you're still the one that is going to pay your bills and handle your business. So that's why that tweet came up. So it wasn't like in
response to
anything,
any controversial, just people making up there. But let's talk about your debut album. I think an album that churned out a lot of hit songs. Yeah. Somewhere between Beauty and Magic, and then that was in 2021. Yeah. Released songs like Door, Show Me, Lonely. Hit singles back to back. Where all these were, in fact, all the songs were hit singles. So I don't know whether it was a compilation of hit singles or you were just doing your own thing, like you said, and then the world just caught on with it.
Yeah, so the way it's always been, I've always been doing my own thing. Like that's one thing that anybody will say. Like, I always stay true to myself. People that knew me before the fame or the money, they know that I'm still like the same. Like, people that didn't know me before then can't can't say that, but people that knew me way before like the film and everything know that I'm still that same
person.
I'm still that same person. Like all those
they
things,
know you as Joseph.
You understand? Like, all those things not change me. Like, I didn't blow up and start acting brand new and whatnot. I'm not saying you cannot act brand new if you want to make sure you understand. But I was just like, I've always been doing me regardless. Like,
are you saying that money hasn't changed you
at all?
It hasn't changed your taste in things?
Okay, it's changed my taste in things for sure. But like character-wise, I'd say it's even made me a better person.
Wow.
I've been jealous, yeah.
Just in case you're wondering, you have the team members here. He's asking them if your team members, they've been with you for a very long time.
Yeah, they've known. Well, I said they've known me for a minute. Nigella has known me since 4 years. 4 years. 4 years now.
Yeah, 4 years. Right. And you know what? This is a very interesting question I'm going to ask. So over here, someone like Sarkodie is an example of someone who has kept his team members for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, for you, what is the impact in having someone like this brother here being with you for 4 years and counting?
Yeah.
Is it something special? Is it something unique?
Yeah, I'd say it's just easier to work with people that have like some form of experience with. That's for certain. I won't say that it's a must that is everybody that you started with that you must end with. I won't say that also because I'd say like not every situation can be salvaged. Like at some point you might just need to switch things up. Like that's just the way it is, and do what's best for your business or your career. You understand?
Yeah.
So but it makes a lot of sense to like be with people that were with you from the come up most of the time. But sometimes it might be an issue, it might be a problem. So I will not like look negatively at anybody that decided to switch up their team at some point. I'd say they would have their reasons, and most of the time it comes from a place of wanting to do what's best for them, or sometimes it might be issues too.
Yeah. What is it like working with you? Are you a yes man, or tell me your honest peace of mind, and then I'll see if I can consider it. Now that you have money.
Okay. What's it like working with me? Like, so me and like I listen. That's the thing. I'd say I listen. Okay. I might have my own like thoughts and but I listen it. And one thing I always say about ideas is that even if you have like you don't agree with a certain idea, you need to have a better or a seemingly better option from your perspective. So you cannot say I cannot do something and you tell me that this is not right, and that's all you have to say.
Give me an alternative.
Give me an alternative. Okay, you don't want me to do this. What other would you suggest that I do it? You understand? So that's just it. Okay. Yeah. So it's good to be. For growth as an artist, it's good to be like teachable and just be open to listening, because sometimes ego can
get into the way of things.
Can get into you, especially when you are getting a lot of accolades. You might feel like, no matter what I do, it's going. You understand? But sometimes it's not always like that. It's not always like that. Sometimes let's listen. Like even if you might not agree with everything that or an alternating idea, just listen. Yeah.
3 years after that debut album, I mean, obviously, if you had this interview when you dropped it, there might have been a few thoughts, about what you think the album will do and where you think the album will go. It's been 3 years. I mean, so if you had gone to uni, you are almost on your way to graduate. Right? Looking back at the debut album, what do you think it did for you?
I think it locked me in as a great artist. Like if anybody was having any speculations before them, after that album, I'd say like people were like, okay, this guy is actually good. Like it makes him like it's not a fluke. Like it makes like beautiful music. I didn't know everybody love your musical, but one thing I know that I achieved with that album was the fact that I locked in my audience and they realized this guy's actually making beautiful music. Like he makes beautiful music. No matter of he was just lucky and it was just like a matter of guesswork that just ended up making sense. Like the album helped people realize that I make beautiful music.
I'm trying to connect your time at the academy and the things you learned. I don't know if artist development was part of it. But the debut album that was released in 2021 looks or gives us an example of an artist that is properly developed. To give us such a project. Some people are not lucky to be in an academy. They hit the road running and they blow up. And along the way, they are either not able to lock their audience or they lock their audience with the sellotape. It's very weak and the audience leave them. With what music has been like today in our time, how important is artist development?
It's very, 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 very important. Even like when I decided before I unveil my artist, like it's going to go through a lot of development. Like You know, like, cause now it's like I said, it's always a totally different ball game. Like the way the industry was 2 years ago is not the way it is now. So you just have to be like more ready than ever. Like at the beginning, at 2019, there was a lot that we could get away with. You understand? But right now, if you are coming as a new artist, you can't afford to be that way. You understand? You have to be somewhat ready. Because everybody is now like a very, very busy market. So if you don't convince people immediately, they're always like on to the next. You understand? So artist development is very, very, very important. Like it's so important. I'd say it's even more important than it can be almost as important as the music itself sometimes. Like, because even if you make great music and you step on stage and you don't really know how to express that music, can be a problem.
Do you think this is actually one of the punches to the global dominance of afrobeats? Yeah. You know, because in as much as artist development is important, we are also aware of the fact that afrobeats has also been the testament of microwave music. Yeah. You know, you are just a dance challenge away from getting a hit song.
Yeah, I'd say that's TikTok. That's TikTok's fault. but TikTok is not like a means of music marketing that cannot be overlooked. Right now, you can't change. That's not about music. You can change. You can change before the end of this year. But right now, if you are putting on music, you have to make room for TikTok. Right. But one thing I've also learned about music and marketing is that there's always a way, and most of the time it just boils down to you trying to do things differently in a different manner. Like for example, the animations. Yeah. Like the one I did for Baby and everything. It really helped with the music. Yeah. Right? Yeah. The reason we did that, not as it was planned. I was trying to shoot a video for Baby in Cape Town, South Africa. But I did not get my visa on time and the song was about to be out. Oh wow. And Mr. Easy suggested that instead of wasting time and waiting, why don't we make an animation? Reach out to Poker. Poker is Ghanaian. Poker G. Let's reach out to Poker, let's make an animation. So, and that was just
the magic.
That was just the magic, you understand? Yeah. And I think taking action is so underrated. Instead of just waiting and looking, just doing something. That one thing that you do can end up being that little catalyst that you need to actually get somewhere. You understand? Right. And the fact that we decided to do at that particular point in time just really, really worked.
Let's talk about Afrobeats and its identity. You know, when you talk to hip hop heads, they tell you that hip hop is not just about the music. It's about a way of life. It's about even the way people dress. It's about how people even DJ and so on and so forth. From an artist perspective, what kind of identity has Afrobeats given our music beyond the music?
Beyond the music, I'd say it's really helped to spread our culture to the world and make our culture now cool.
Now cool.
Do you understand? Like before, in diaspora, from what I learned, if you were African,
African body scratcher.
You understand? They'll look at you at some form of way. But now I visit countries, I visit different countries. I'm like, you're a Nigerian artist. And I'm like, this song, this song is my favorite. You understand? Now people once you say you're from Nigeria, they're asking you, the next thing they're asking you is about the music. I love the music from there. Do you understand? So that way it has also helped to export our image and done a lot of PR and publicity for us as a culture and everything. So I'd say that's one thing Afrobeats has done, is it has made it cool to be African. Yeah. Now people, even Black Americans now want to come back and trace their lineage and everything, because now it's now very, very cool to be African. Right. You understand? And I say that's the one thing that the music has done.
But there are fears of culture vultures, especially from the West. Yeah. Who they see something good that maybe the African man cannot really maximize, and then they appropriate it, right? Okay. Is this something we should be worried about?
To be honest, I'd say I don't think there's much that we can do about it. To be honest, the only
we don't have the resources.
Yeah, I'd say the only thing that we can do about it is to be unapologetically ourselves. Okay. To an extent that it's even hard. It's very, very hard to imitate what we are doing. You understand? Okay. So instead of trying to be that cool guy just to go and connect to the international audience, just be yourself. Be yourself unapologetically. If you are going to sing in pidgin, sing in pidgin. See, Ashake is singing proper Yoruba.
Don't take your foot off the gas.
Let one white man go and sing Yoruba. I'm going to sing Yoruba. You understand? Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So I'd say it's about being unapologetically ourselves, and also empowering our institutions here in Africa. here in Africa, because I see the way like they make Grammy seem like it is like the award. Like, Grammy is a great award, but at the end of the day, it's still an American award.
Right.
It's not even a global award. It's just seen as a global award because
of its positioning.
Because of its positioning.
Yeah.
Like it is an American award. It still boils down to what happens in America. Before you can get the Grammy nomination, you have to have worked with people or sound engineers or producers from the US.
From the US,
like,
yes,
like it's
true.
there. If you've not worked, you're not getting that nomination.
That's
you
true.
understand? So it's still basically an American award. So instead of us like giving it so much importance and value and making it seem like, oh, that's the highest award an African artist can ever get, why don't we build our own institutions? Why don't we prop up our own awards? Let's show up for our own awards, our own African awards. Let's plan it properly. Because if they did not make sure that their awards was really great, it won't be as global as it is now.
So you think we are looking at the impact of Afrobeats the wrong way? Because if that's the case, then we should look at how Afrobeats could impact the continent.
Yes.
And like, come back to build infrastructure.
Instead of like just like taking a product and just locking it in those regions. Yeah, I know like there's a lot of money to be made and a lot of but even as we are building outside, let's not forget home. You understand? Because that's where everybody's going to come back to the end of the day. Once you go out to work, maybe you come back home. So
home is where the heart is.
You understand? So like it's just about making sure our institutions are growing, our infrastructure is growing, instead of just like taking a product and just like leaving it over there. I understand the need to spread the music to the world and everything, and the fact that there is need for partnerships, but let's not also forget one. Yeah.
But who would you put this responsibility on? Would you put it on the artist? Would you put it on the music executive?
Yeah, the artists, the music executives, everybody, every stakeholder in the music industry is very, very important that they take it like very, very seriously.
Last year there was a conversation that sparked a whole lot of controversy about how Afrobeat stars like yourself have become very expensive to book, on the continent, and some of them argue that, if we are shouting Afrobeats to the world and we have taken guys to the world, when you guys come back home, reduce your prices and we can book you.
Okay, well, I can speak for myself.
Speak for yourself,
speak for myself. Like, I don't charge as much in Nigeria as I would outside.
Okay.
Outside Nigeria.
Because the economies are different.
Yes, you also need to like put that into consideration. But at the end of the day, like you feel like, oh, this is what I want to charge, and somebody like you can put the price now and if they don't agree to it, you understand?
Keep it moving.
But you feel like, oh, this is what I want from this particular kidney, and nobody, you still bring down your price at the end of the day. They don't agree to you, understand?
Yeah.
But what I would say is that for me, like the rate I charge in Nigeria is different from the rate I'll charge internationally. Down 100%.
Which should actually be the case because of the difference in
I won't say that. I'm just speaking for
That's
myself. That for myself. Like if you feel like you want to be charged the same thing outside inside, like get your money, brothers and sisters. It's not easy actually like blowing up at the end of the day, and it takes a lot of effort and resources
to run it.
So they feel like that's even like marketing music in Nigeria now. It's now very, very, very expensive. Now it's not an issue of the song is great. Like the song is great, it's just the beginning. If you don't spend money, nothing's going to happen.
There's this question I often ask artists, when they talk about marketing in today's world. And the question to you I'll ask, it's similar, but maybe in a different audience, like a different market like Nigeria. Do you think you would have preferred, between the era of maybe the P Squares and the Duncan Mighties and the Two Faces and the MI versus now, if you had an opportunity to choose when you wanted to be in the music industry, which eras would they be and why?
Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't have it any other way, because one thing I know is that every era has its pros and cons.
Right.
Like my come up was as a result of the impact of social media. Like, because I was just posting music from my room. I posted the video from my room. So imagine there was no social media. How was I going to get access to meet people like Mr. Easy?
Right. So you take away the job of the A&R.
Yeah, like some way. So
social media now becomes your A&R.
So social media like give access.
Right.
Give access. So every era has its pros and cons. Like during the P Square era, that era, like marketing music, I won't say was as much. It was more traditional, so it wasn't that expensive. It was the radio and TV. But the thing about radio and TV is that if you had offended somebody,
never play that song.
Radio and TV, nothing for you. You understand? Right. But now, like what like social media have done, like with TikTok and everything, like now, like there are no gates. So basically, gatekeepers cannot bully or decide who is going to
Yeah.
who is going to pass through or break through the industry anymore. So I say there's pros and cons. Yeah.
Let's go into more of your projects. So after Somewhere Between Beauty and Magic, you drop a deluxe.
Yeah.
For the benefit of those who don't understand why a deluxe is dropped after an album, do you mind just sharing a thing or two, just to really equip?
Yeah, so I'd say dropping a deluxe is also a way of like
keeping the
album like hot.
Okay.
You understand? Okay, maybe you add new songs or you add new features, so that way people can still go back. Even people that might have missed the first album can go back and say, oh, let me listen to this again. So it's just a way of just keeping the momentum going. And most of the time, like when you drop a project, like it shouldn't be right or fair to drop a single 4 months after. You understand? You understand? So that deluxe, it helps to fix that.
Okay.
Helps to fix that, and just like to stamp the name of the album that okay, Joeboy or so and so person dropped this album at this particular point in time.
So at that point in time, is the benefit to you, the artist, or is for the fans, or is for the new fans?
It's for everybody. It's for everybody because
I'm thinking by that time you are moving on to a new project, or you're thinking of a new.
But music is always like
evolving
step by step. You understand? So you can add new music to the deluxe. So one thing about dropping new music, especially when you already have momentum, is that more music is equals to more streams is equals to more money.
Right.
More money equals more resources to put out more music.
Right.
So it's just like a catalyst.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just before you left Empawa, you did Body and Soul.
Yeah.
Body and Soul as an album. We got it. With the Modu Black, everybody in there, we enjoy it. The next thing we saw Body and Soul.
Body, Soul, and
Spirit. I'm like, did you forget to add the spirit in the first one?
Okay.
And that one was an EP.
Yeah, so the plan was to make it the Body and Soul Deluxe. But based on the terms of agreement, I was obligated to drop an EP, not a deluxe. That was the last thing I needed to do before I left. You understand? So I decided to like kill two birds with one stone. I'm like, okay, since I can't drop a deluxe, instead, I'll just drop an EP and name it Body, Soul, and Spirit. So basically, still a continuation of the album. So that was just my own way of twisting around that particular term.
But you had a very interesting marketing strategy to that, getting the bars, branding it, bassing people from.
Shout out to the team.
One
because it wasn't my personal idea. It wasn't my personal idea to start. So I'd say shout out to the team for putting it.
You actually hosted your own podcast, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, all these are very unconventional marketing strategies.
So that that same thing I said about like trying different things.
But did they work? Did you think it worked out the way you wanted?
It worked.
Come on.
It worked now because now I saw some people trying to
do the same.
Once by trying to do what you did, that means
the thing is working.
Yeah, you understand, and it just like give people a lot more insight on the album.
Shout out to the team.
Yeah, shout out to the team. Like,
that's amazing.
Teamwork is very, very important.
Yeah.
I know like sometimes it's very, very easy to feel like, oh, it's me. You understand? But let's keep it real. Teamwork is so
There was
important.
a song on the Body and Soul album titled Only God Can Save Me. I think it was a single, and then you added it into. That song is very personal to me, but I felt like it was more personal to you than it was personal to me.
Yeah.
Because you talked about the fact that you were in a bad place, in a hard time. Nobody's checking on you. Nobody's even asking you, if you've eaten or something. Like, just to paraphrase.
Yeah.
Where were you when you recorded that record?
So I think like as an artist or like as a celebrity, like a lot of people can just like assume and feel like, oh, you have everything sorted and everything's fixed.
Yeah.
But I think the human being, like there are some things that will bother you sometimes. There's some it's not as if I'm happy all the time now. Sometimes I feel negative emotions, and so one thing I like to do is when I'm in a mood or I feel a way, whether good or bad, I like to create and just because you could make really, really great music in those moments when you're very, very happy, when you're very, very sad, or when you're very angry. Those are like really, really good points to create music. And I just decided to make a song about that. I'd even say like the Body, Soul, and Spirit EP. I made that EP for myself. Like regardless, I wasn't looking at I want to connect to anybody. I was like, okay, let me make this one for myself. Since this is one of the last projects I'll be dropping in Empawa, right? Let me make this for myself, and that's how like Only God Can Save Me was created. And I'm happy for the fact that it could connect to people. Like that was my goal, connecting to people.
There may be a number of things that you were dealing with, but I would push you a little bit to share at least one that, even after you had become a known brand, it would be a shock to us that you were going through it.
Why
it
not?
could be health, it could be heartbreak, it could be some financial challenge. What was that one thing that was?
I say it was just the whole business. Okay, trying to make a decision on the next step. And if you saw, like, there was one content that I put out where like different hands were dragging my
I noticed.
So that was basically like depicting the fact that there's always so much to do, especially when you have like ambition and a lot of dreams. There's always so much to do, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. And at the end of the day, it's only God that can save me.
Did you suffer any form of betrayal in your journey?
No, man. No, the industry, like I feel like every artist should like have a therapist or have a way of just like easing their mental, to be honest. And I feel like that's why some people do drugs, that's why some people smoke weed, some people drink a lot because
it's dark. It's dark in there.
It can be dark if you don't know how to set your mental boundaries and just knowing what is what and knowing what is important. It can be really, really dark, especially when there's a lot of like whispers in your ear, like so when somebody's saying this, another person saying that, so it can get really, really confusing sometimes. So I say that for sure is it can be dark if you're not careful. Like, and it's not always what it seems before. You know, before you become famous.
I was going to ask you that. Like, outside the circle.
Yeah, before you become famous, it's always about like it seems so glitz, like you know, like so much glitz and glamour. You feel like
someone is envying you somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know your vibe turning up like. I'll give you an example. Before I got to Ghana, I was shooting for like 4 days straight. Like 4 days straight, from one shoot to another interview and everything. Like it's like it can be a lot sometimes. And people will see me. I'll post on Snapchat now looking fresh. I'll be like, "Say fresh boy." You understand?
But you're asking God to save you at the same time.
Do you understand? So it can be a lot sometimes, and it's just like I said. I always say taking balance. It's just about like finding that balance.
Balance, yeah. Now let's talk about Young Legend. 2024, we started the year, and boom, breaking news. You know, Joeboy left Empawa. You know, he's formed his independent label in partnership with Warner Music, Young Legend. And I saw the announcement video.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about the announcement video.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the team, because obviously your team's got great ideas.
Yeah.
The Ghana poetry and all that happened. What was happening? Are you like, tell us something? Like, what was the whole idea of? I mean, we get the whole. I don't know. It's like a reincarnation? Was it like a blessing?
It was like a rebranding blessing and everything. That's why I'm always wearing this, like the turbans now. So it's kind of like a branding and I mean just like reinventing myself in a way. You understand?
Right.
You understand? Like so, and it was just to signify that things will be done differently on a better and bigger scale. You understand? And it's working.
It's working, eh? Because I felt like it was more like a prophetic declaration.
Yeah, it was like also like a prophetic declaration too. And you know, like I said, Ghana is one of my favorite places, and I decided to use like
the elements of the land.
I shot the video in Ghana.
Yeah. I think Jamestown, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, around that
side.
Yeah. So it was just like making sure that I connected, because I'll always say it. I'm never ashamed to say it. Ghana will always be a huge part of my
your journey. And it came with a new look.
Yeah.
You know, with the new how do you call this? Turban, right?
The turban, yeah.
So forever, this is going to be.
I won't say forever. it might change at some point, but right now, like this is what it's going to be.
When I listen to Osadebe, Osadebe, right? I noticed that even there was a different approach to the music now. You know, even your pen is different. You know, and your melodies are different, and I'm like, okay. Have you had this in you all this while waiting for your independence to do so, or it just came coincidentally with the rebrand?
So I'd say like once you are about to leave a label, once you are leaving a label, you have to be very, very intentional about your next move, because that moment is a make or mar. Like, it can make you, it can break you, so you have to be ready. I know most of the time some artists are like, oh, I'm going to leave. Some artists like try to be independent based on ego.
Right.
And based on being their own boss, like, nobody will tell me what to do and nobody can talk to me. But for me, it wasn't like that. It's always been something I wanted to do, and I had been planning for it.
Wow.
I had been planning for it. Like Empawa, I could have left Empawa like 2 years ago, but I knew I wasn't ready. I knew I wasn't ready to leave at that point in time, and so I decided to renew on like better terms. Like, you know, advisors, like I said, 99 advisors.
Yeah,
come up for there, leave there, you know, understand? But for me, like, one thing I like to do, I like to keep it with myself. I knew I was not ready to leave at that point in time.
Right.
I didn't have a plan, I didn't have like a structured team.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's a lot of mistake mistake some artists make when they are leaving labels. Like they don't have like they don't have a plan to. They don't have like what they call it, a long-term plan.
A long-term plan,
They're
right?
like, oh, let me just leave, and because I'm hot now, everything is going to work. But there are some things that you just need to know and learn.
Right.
Because now it's not just about you being an artist. You have to be a businessman.
Now you are a boss.
Yes,
you are a CEO.
Businessman. You have to have an invoice to approve every day.
You understand?
Every day, your life always sending me different invoice and telling me that budget has finished. So there's always a lot to do now, and now your mind has to be sound. You have to know how to deal with numbers. You just have to be like, and thankfully, that this is where school comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I studied human resources and personal management.
Come on now.
So now I'm not like understanding the impact of that, because now there's a lot of things that I felt was useless to me at that point in time. But now, like that, those ideas and those things I learned in school is really working.
They're aligning with you.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, being an artist, an active artist, and running a label, managing other artists, the conversation often is about conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So experts think or suggest that, to successfully run something like that, you need to, go off the grid a bit. You need to retire temporarily.
Okay, I disagree.
So how are you doing this?
So it's about just having like, it's just about the structure. Structure is so important, like knowing who is doing what and making sure everything is done, like, and just being disciplined as a person. Like there are some things that I am deciding to stop doing just because of where I'm at right now. Right. I know that those vices or those things might not really help me to perform at my highest potential. You understand? There are some sacrifices you have to make if you want to like strike that balance. You understand? And also, I'm not the kind of person that will say, oh, I can do everything by myself. Before I used to be like that. I'd be like, I'll do it by
Superman.
myself. Yeah, you understand? but that's not the. Even if you try to, you most likely burn out. So I just make sure like I've just made sure like, oh, there's somebody that is handling almost everything. Like even when I decide to like unveil the first artist on that young legend, like that person is most likely going to have his own team too.
Right.
So it's not going to be an issue of it's not going to be an issue of clashing your interest or nobody having time for somebody. You understand?
It's all about structure.
Structure is the answer.
And delegation too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about. My producer is telling me to ask you about a line in Osadebe. I mean, my grip over the language is not great. What's the meaning of that?
So it means to each his own.
To each his own.
To each his own. It's an Igbo word. It's an Igbo phrase. It means like to each his own. So basically, the idea behind that is the fact that sometimes we like to compare our journeys. Like we'll be on our own journey, but we'll be look at what this person is doing, and we try to imitate. Or sometimes people try to imitate us. And one thing I've come to understand is that what may work for me might not work for the next person.
Right.
What might work for the next person might not work for me, because one thing is that the factors will always be different. You understand? And the whole idea of the song is just me saying that, oh, it's very, very important to focus on your journey and do what works for you and not be in competition with another person. Compare your journey with another person.
Which is very important in our time.
Especially in the industry, like it's very, very important.
Yeah, because young ones coming up and they just keep comparing themselves. They don't want to even go through the process of waiting for their time, and because somebody got a hit when they got in, they feel like, oh, it should be automatic for them. So I think that's if they're going to pay attention to the lyrics.
I know the way showbiz is. There's always this like pattern, making things seem like, oh, it was an overnight success. Yeah, I don't think there's any overnight success in the music industry. Like you actually have to grind. Sometimes things might pay off immediately, but you actually have to grind for years. And I think the major hack to staying consistent in the game is falling in love with the process, regardless of the results. Because sometimes once we don't get some results that we want, we might just feel like, but it's just about falling in love with the process and just doing it consistently. Yeah.
Talking about Young Legend again, when I read the release, one of the things that stood out for me was it's aiming to support the next generation of music stars.
Yeah.
What is the gap that you've identified that you think Young Legend can fix or bridge?
Okay. I'd say now, like most of the time, like labels once they sign artists, they kind of like water down their music to suit that generic aspect, and that's one thing that I'm not going to be a part of. basically. So once I realize or I find an artist that I know is really, really different, the goal is making sure that they stand out and stay unique as much as possible, as much as we can, because that is the answer to longevity. Longevity.
Yeah.
Jesus, English. Longevity. That's the answer to longevity.
Yeah.
So, what Young Legend is going to do is to make sure that whatever artist that we are pushing out or we are promoting to the world is different. It's come with something different. That's the thing. Like,
have you signed any artists yet? Or how many?
There's a couple.
There's a couple.
But I'm not going to be arrogant and say I'm going to unveil everybody at once. Like,
hey, all right.
I'm going to start with one.
Boss.
Yes, I'm going to. Yes, so I'm going to start. We're going to start with one.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with one. Then we'll start. I'll start with the first person.
Yeah.
Where taking the other person through artist development and everything.
Yeah.
So when it's time to unveil, that person will be ready.
Do you have a feature with a female artist?
Yeah, it's like my song.
On your own project?
No.
Aha.
But
why?
But no. But my next release, like one of my next releases, is definitely I'm featuring a female artist for the first time ever.
From Ghana, Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay, you want to mention the name or you want to keep it a surprise?
A surprise.
It's a surprise.
A
Okay.
surprise.
All right. So before we go, La Vida was an event that happened over the weekend, and for me, I just want to find out from what is the impact of such, curated headline events, for artists like you know, in markets like Ghana, Nigeria, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so personally for me, I'm falling in love with like events promotion and events management. I think it's something that I'll most likely venture into like full time at some point in my life. So this is just like a way of me like just understanding and knowing how these things work.
Right.
And also for me as an artist, like just to create that personal connection with like my audience in person, and networking.
Right, networking.
So, because they say your network is your
net
network.
worth, yeah.
So it's also about networking and just having a great time. Great time to connecting on a personal level. I'd say like, because social media, it is have access, but you can't really tell how someone is 100% on social media. But once you meet them in person one-on-one and have that conversation, you can tell and decide. So it's just about networking, having a good time, and events.
Well, so you heard it, man. Joeboy is in the studio with us, or has been in the studio with us. We've talked at length. I mean, I wish time would permit me to do some more questions, but let me steal some small time and ask him two quick fire questions, right? Between shooting a music video and performing on stage, which one is the most annoying thing for you?
Shooting a music video, 100%. 100%. Shooting a music video. The other time I shot a video with he's a director in Ghana, Babs Contour. I shot for 24 hours straight.
24 hours.
24 hours.
No sleep.
24 hours, no sleep, bro. I was spent. but the great thing that it came out really, really great.
Yeah,
so shooting a music video. If I could avoid it, I would, for sure. So definitely.
Well, and do you watch football?
Yeah, I do. I started watching football.
You started watching football?
Before I wasn't really into invested in football. Like since last year, I've been very.
So have you found a favorite team yet?
Yeah, favorite team Manchester United. Yeah, it's a tough season. What team is supposed to tell me Chelsea because you won us yesterday?
Come on.
Yeah, Chelsea fan. See, enjoy your moments. It's just one of those times, and I know that one day the sun is going to shine again for Manchester United.
Do you think Eric Ten Hag is the man for the team?
Nope.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. This has been a one-on-one session. It's a special edition that we often bring to you guys on Big Conversation. I'm sure you guys enjoyed every bit of it. Don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones. I'm sure you enjoyed the conversation. Don't enjoy it yourself. Share it to your friends and loved ones. Osadebe is the latest one from Joeboy. Joeboy, this is your camera.
Okay.
Okay. Please tell them where they can find all of your music and perhaps next news or next projects coming up. Let's go.
Okay. So, firstly, hello Ghana. I want to say thank you, Medase, for the love and support over all these years. I will continue to keep making everybody proud. And so, to connect with me on social media is Joeboy Official on Instagram, Joeboy on Deck on Snapchat, and Joeboy Joeboy on Twitter. And new music is out. Title Sadebe is out on all platforms: YouTube, Apple Music, everywhere. Go check it out. And more music is coming. Adenuga and concerning. Go check it out and stay tuned. Joeboy on Deck.
Okay, all right. So Joeboy on deck. Where did
Joeboy on deck. So I was recording with E. Kelly one day.
Debbie, I'm sorry, I needed this.
Yeah, I was recording with E. Kelly one day, and I was just feeling good about the music. Towards the end, when I recorded, I said, Joeboy on deck. And E. Kelly was like, this is a very nice style, and that was actually just came up. Like I didn't think about it. It
just came out.
It just came out.
And now it's a signature.
Yeah, the signature.
When you hear Joeboy on deck, you know, say Charlie, it's a hit song. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Name is Olale Salvador, and we're back again, same time right here in this beautiful culture headquarters. Bye bye.